Ayo Afolabi Brown as always. I have the ladies with me. YK in the building.
Yo. Good morning, good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I don't have gist today.
What
happened? Is it every day I must have gist?
Yes, every day.
I like your makeup though.
Yeah.
My makeup, thank you.
The shiny thingy there.
Thank you.
Nice.
And the shoes.
Oh, thank you.
I missed
You're
the
very
shoes.
lucky, YK, that we don't wear the same size.
You said so
raided your house.
You said so. It's MM and Jumoke that I enjoy you. Because I give them
Your perfect shoe size.
They're just the same. Even when I go shopping, it's easy to buy for them because anything I like, I just
pick for them.
Oh, wow. So those fine shoes. Nice. Now
I see.
How you doing, Nima?
I'm fine. What a week. I had some lows and some highs. So let me start with the lows. If you're a mother and you have children, make sure they take a lot of water. So Iman had been on a bit feverish and we went to the hospital. They just did a test and said infections. But after he started the antibiotics and treatment, he decided to remove blisters. So he has bleeding gums, his tongue, he can't eat, he's crying, he's weak. And I mean, all of that, I'm almost running crazy because any alternative I start, he rejects it. For his child who's already selective about what he eats, I didn't know the alternatives, but we've been able to weather it. So he's getting better. So I'm grateful to God.
Yeah.
And yesterday was I was privileged to be among the selected few to come and, inspect the Apapa Woloshoki Expressway.
Yeah.
I'll take it in the papers. But I was shocked to see the extent of the work. But the factors, aside infrastructure, remain that are causing the gridlock. So
I heard it on the radio today, actually.
Not funny.
I heard someone else who was there. Suleiman
Yes, he was
there.
Yes, we're together.
Okay, anything else? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Angela?
I'm grateful to God for everything. So I was supposed to do a training on the 26th of February, but I had to move it because I got some calls that the time was short for people to register. So they were appealing that if I can move the training. So it's the Creating Your Desired Life Masterclass. I moved it to the 18th of March. So there's still time for people to register for that training. You don't want to miss that training.
So there's this international, next week is International Women's Day. A lot of activities are planned, and I know that there's one coming up on Thursday, but I'm pretty excited about. But I think we should, the theme this year is breaking the barrier or the bias. Breaking the bias.
I'm hosting
you're hosting one?
I'm hosting for the entire month the My Rights Radio Awareness in partnership with NAPTIP. So
fantastic.
just as we did in December for the awareness gender elimination, bias against genders, we're doing that again the entire month for Mothering Sunday, the month of International Women's Day and all of that. So
I was privileged to attend over the weekend. Let me get the name of sugar. But it was a World Hijab Day initiative, and they invited me to come to the program just to come and show support and solidarity with the hijab bias. So it was just nice hanging out with them. We're in the Bagada, and they were talking about their plights, what they go through, the discrimination, and the fact that they were so excited about the fact that Nima is a success story, within the community, and she's a light, a shining light for many youngsters who in that community say, listen, we have somebody amongst us who is doing so well, amongst many others who are doing well. So it was a privilege to be in that midst. It was the sisters, I'm trying to get the name now.
Sisters Chilling.
Sisters Chilling.
So I was supposed to be there.
Yeah, Sisters Chilling.
Supposed to be there. And they kept calling for their invite. But what I was dealing with is not something I can explain. I was just grateful I didn't lock it down and say I will be there because I've had to try.
I confirmed that I'll be there because it's Bagada is close to my mom's house, so somewhere I can easily go.
Yeah.
Do you go to your mom's house regularly?
I haven't now. I haven't. I mean, during that period of the burial, my brother is there. My younger brother is there.
Okay.
During that period of the burial, I was going, but since then, it's just hard to go back to that place. It's so hard. You go there every Sunday. Especially Sunday evenings when you go there. From there we go to house fellowship. So it's like that routine. Or just in the afternoon chilling in the house. Like this time we go to
Can I see your brother?
That's one young one.
If you stop going, if you don't go for a while, it then becomes a strange place. If I go into the house now in Abado, I just have to see images and it's such a strange place. But my brother lives there and he's not supposed to still be home. I'm just not comfortable anymore when I can't even sleep.
It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. When my mom, we were staying in a rented apartment duplex when my mom died, I found it so difficult to go into her room. You know,
Okay.
it was really difficult. So when we moved out, I was very happy.
Let's go on a quick break. When we return, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're going to start with the nation. Worsening petrol scarcity cripples cities and businesses. Row in APC over convention panel. What IOCs must do before divesting from Nigerians, says NNPC. Gunmen kill 15 in Borno. Zenith Bank makes 765.6 billion naira full-year gross earnings. Russia-Ukraine war, evacuation of Nigerians begins tomorrow. INEC okays 18 parties for 2023 elections. Okay.
So first,
Major headline?
Yes. According to the Nation, a report that they took and a reality that we can attest to, there's continued scarcity across the country. They took reports in Lagos, Abuja, Ibadan, Osogbo, and the queues are everywhere. In Lagos now, you can see that it's everywhere. They also, the report, I like the way they wrote it in the report, said coupled with an epileptic power supply. So this has made life hard. They interviewed artisans, and the cost of transportation, of course, has increased, and all of that. So those factors were taken in. They also talked about what the NNPC is doing presently to beef up. The NUC is asking the NLC to, continue to bring in products to help reduce the queues around. Ipman also talked to the NNPC to increase supply. I can attest to the number of tankers on the road, starting from the Abulado into Ijegun depots, the tank farms, major queues, tankers trying to load. I hope that this reduces the queues before tomorrow. Also, from Amuo until into Apapa to Kirikiri, you can see tankers everywhere trying to do the same thing. So I know that they are doing that. But Nupeng, other NLC are talking tough. They are threatening to strike or take strenuous action against the NNPC. But I'm looking at what the NNPC is doing, and I'm seeing a leak that has finally exposed this structure that they claim to have. So NNPC has always said that they're the sole importers of this product, and that they got all the situation. The president, as Minister for Petroleum, has sat on this and said, no, I would supervise and supersede over this, and it will never happen. So we've escaped a situation that has fallen on us over the years. Now, we now have scarcity. And unfortunately for them, the structure that they claim to have as backup that, will never seek use is failing. In the past weeks, I expected that last week this would have gone off, but we've started again.
I just wanted to say that the journalists actually went to other states, and petrol is 250 in Bayelsa is 250 in some service stations is 185 to 210. In Bayelsa, it sold as much as 500 to 600 naira.
Wow.
Really?
We heard Abuja about 650.
Yeah. So.
In a fairly related story, so the group managing director of NNPC, Malam Melek Yari, has listed a few conditions before the IOCs, as international oil companies, divest from the oil and gas sector. So they're saying that they must address the issues of abandonment of the assets and the decommissioning of sites before divesting. Another thing they also highlighted was that they must demonstrate that they are alive to the ongoing global energy transition process before they divest. So there's a lot of, there's a possibility that they want to replace some of these international oil companies with more local, possibly local investors. But they're saying that there are a few conditions that must be met before they begin to move out of the country.
Yeah, so the federal government has said that from Wednesday, which is tomorrow, will begin the evacuation of 2,000 Nigerians who have fled the war in Ukraine to neighboring countries. So according to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, he disclosed this in an interview that he had, and he was explaining that they had about 2,000 Nigerians who are going to be evacuated from Wednesday, and they have had talks with Air Peace and Max Air to carry out that evacuation. I think they've worked out a payment plan for those two aircrafts. Also, they said Nigerians in Ukraine are 5,000, of whom I think about 8,000 of whom 5,000 were students. And some of them have found a way to go to other countries. So there's this hub. Romania is more like a hub. They have a lot of them in Romania. Some are entering Poland, Budapest in Hungary. And Slovakia also is rising rapidly. And so they're trying to get Nigerians to go through those other countries and be evacuated back to the country. Okay. He went ahead to say that it's not the sole responsibility of the federal government to evacuate citizens. If you can travel with your own money.
It's our hot topic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our hot topic, so hang in there.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to the Punch. Ukraine-Russia war, I think we talked about that already. Suspected kidnappers shoot Ekiti monarch resident laments government inaction. Dementia patient disappears from Lagos Psychiatric Hospital, Sun Slams facility. SANS reject immunity for CJN as National Assembly votes today. Human capital development critical to 2023 poll, says Bakari. Minister walks out on students protesting ASU strike. And fuel scarcity, Nieti blames subsidy. Ex-depot price hit 180 to the litre. And Nigeria 993.38 billion naira imports from Russia at risk over war. Okay, start with the human interest.
Yes, let me take the human interest story. A 50-year-old woman, Isioma Iyele, disappeared from the neuropsychiatric hospital. Apparently, she had dementia signs, so the son took her. The son's planned to take her, and one took her. Then they examined her and said, it's not serious enough for them to admit her, but they'll give them drugs. So he put her down to sit down, went to pay for the drugs, came back, looked for his mother. He couldn't find his mother. Started looking up and down. Said that maybe she has gone home. So he left to go home to look for his mother. The next day they came back and said they can't find their mother. Where is their mother? The hospital is saying that, look, you came, you didn't alert us in time. You didn't alert us till the next day that your mother had disappeared. And they are saying they refuse to look into their CCTV cameras to see what happened to their mother. And they're accusing them of serious...
So
how did she disappear, cross the gate, and without ID, and she was allowed to?
Because it's the Yaba, the mental home in Yaba.
Yeah, I know.
The security there is usually tough. But the attitude of public health workers is that when you come, you go and
sort
buy
out
medicine.
yourself.
You go and buy this. Whether your baby is sick, carry your baby with yourself until they admit you and give you bed. So when you have an elderly person with dementia, the facility is supposed to be run in a different way.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
to take care of this people.
You're still in charge.
It just goes down to our healthcare.
Exactly, exactly.
It's terrible.
It also goes down to Nigerians, Vike. Sometimes this
Our
some people
attitude
to work. There's nothing wrong with you detaining that man in a specific room. So they stay here while you go and do X, Y, Z.
Why does he even have to go and pay? Why does he have to leave the mother to pay when you
I was going to take another human interest story in the Punch. I thought the Ekiti monarch. So the actor of Eyede Ekiti State Oba Abdul Mumuni Orishagbemi was attacked by gunmen at about 8:30 p.m. according to sources. So they were trying to kidnap him, so they kind of rained bullets in his car, several bullets. But due to the move by the driver, he was able to manage and maneuver himself from the scene. Unfortunately, some of those bullets hit his leg, and he's in critical condition, but he's responding to treatment right now. And obviously, the police have responded, and they said they've confirmed the attack, and they said the traditional ruler will return to home, and they're monitoring. There'll be an investigation to ensure they find the culprits to this.
Please, I wanted to say that the residents of the area have complained that the kidnappings that happen in that area is very rife, and they have been complaining, and there's no security there, they're not doing anything. So please, if you hear that there is kidnapping in an area, go there, man the place, stop it from happening.
Stop waiting for them to come and report.
We are too reactionary.
YK, did you not see the video that happened in Edo? The soldiers were hiding. But
you see the people. So the people can also, the people,
let's go on a break. We have to go on a break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a
Okay, is there any other story in Punch? Let's move on to Daily Sun. Russia-Ukraine war, FG begins evacuation, we talked about earlier. NNPC gives IOC's conditions for divestment, we mentioned that too. Governor's National Assembly on collision course over electricity bill. Labour storms National Assembly, demands autonomy for local government, judiciary, legislature, and others. Court declines Kyari's bill application. And Ibadan chieftaincy titles won't be for sale during my reign, says Olubado. Okay, which story? Electricity bill, who has that story?
I have that, but let me quickly take Labour. So Labour stormed the National Assembly yesterday to drive its support for constitutional amendments that we've been talking about. And they were talking about autonomy of local government, judiciary, and legislature. So Labour decided to carry a 2-day rally ahead of voting on the proposed amendments because they want the local governments to have autonomy, they want the judiciary to have autonomy, as well as the legislature. So according to Waba, he went ahead to say that they are going to carry out this peaceful work because it seems like the local governments do not have any form of power, and they have been suffering under the state government for a very long time, which is making people feel don't feel any impact of the local government on the citizens. And so everybody's running to the cities to find a means of livelihood because they are not feeling the impact of the local government. And this is affecting us in totality. So you cannot have a constitutional review without reviewing and giving the local government powers to reach the grassroots and ensure that governance is working. They have a point there. So major point there. Go ahead.
So this, some CJN are already against part of the 68 amendments under the, of the 1999 Constitution, ongoing debates now at the National Assembly, rejecting immunity for the CJN and other principal officers of the judiciary. And I would rather join voice with NLC and ask for autonomy for the judiciary instead of immunity for the CJN. This is like bribe. You give them immunity because really, what exactly do you need the immunity for?
As my question, when they are all asking for immunity up and down,
autonomy, financial. Exactly. They need financial autonomy as a judiciary to be totally independent of the executive and be able to do their work. That way, we will not need any immunity at their work, and I think they can exercise their duties well.
Okay. Yeah, there's also another story. So the 36 state governors and Minister of Power yesterday were picking holes in the draft Electricity Bill 2022 being worked on by the Senate. So in their objection, they said it will be unconstitutional and an unjustifiable act of overreach for the Senate to consider and pass a bill that continues to treat the Federation as one single electricity jurisdiction or sector. While a single electric power sector reform may have been useful as a catalyst for the sector in the early years of the Fourth Republic, the states have all come of age, literally and metaphorically, and the arrangements must change in a way that accepts and respects the maturity of the states in electricity matters, a reality that this Senate electricity bill does not recognize and take account of, but at best only pays the most costly lip service. So they went ahead to say that the Nigerian electricity sector is being divided into two. One, it's under the purview of the federal government, which gives about just 4,000 megawatts of electricity supply to Nigerians, which is not even enough to power the whole place. And the second part is the one that gives about 40,000 megawatts, which are the Nigerians who are powering themselves through buying their generators, their diesel, giving solar and giving themselves power. And if this second part has been captured into the first part, which is the Fed, will be saving about 17 trillion naira. So the government needs to find a way to ensure that they provide adequate power supply to people so that we save more money and use the money Nigerians would have been using to do other things and better their business. They are using it to provide power for themselves.
They could even use it to be paying NEPA. Would we not rather pay NEPA than be repairing generator buying diesel?
I wanted to read the article because I thought the issue was this issue of being on exclusive list or concurrent list.
Yes, they want it out of the exclusive list.
I thought it was concurrent. I thought both. Well, it's not really. It's partly because the federal government still maintains on it. So if it's on both, we also states cannot have the power to regulate on it. Fantastic. Okay, moving on to the Nigerian Tribune. As far as the story, Education Minister walks out on students.
Yes,
COVID-19, Nigeria recorded over 250,000 cases, 3,000 deaths in 2 years, says NCDC. Gridlock Fashola calls for review of Apapa Port concession agreements. Zenith Bank records double-digit growth in PBT. Constitution amendment, independent candidates must obtain 20% signatures of registered voters nationwide. I read that story sometime on Monday. And government shoots first-class Ekiti monarch in attempted kidnap. Okay, which story? Major headline. What happened?
So the Minister for Education yesterday had his ministry surrounded by students who had initially tried to go to the National Assembly with their protest. So the National Association of Nigerian Students were protesting the strike by ASU and asking the federal government to do what is needed so that at least the strike is called off first and go back to negotiations immediately. So they went to the Ministry of Education and surrounded the building, and the minister tried to talk to them. But because, the students were very assertive, that's the way I'll put it. The representatives of the students, the National Association of Nigerian Students, was saying to them that call off the strike first, go back to negotiations, we will not take it, or else we will make things tough for you, we will shut down, and such words, according to the minister, now provoked him. Forgetting that, is an appointee of the people, he started to say that I'm disappointed. I wrote his words somewhere. I'm very disappointed.
But you weren't there.
No,
because I would never
I didn't
forget.
go there. I said I wrote it somewhere now. She been a paper now we read. I must begin to tell by telling you that I am very disappointed if this is the way you want to put your case across to us. And then he staged a walkout out of the meeting with the students. And as a minister, yes, your office, you have power, but you must not forget that you have to be very diplomatic. This has always been the language of the National Association of
What of the students? What is there a responsibility of the students to also be respectful? Is there a responsibility? We shouldn't just be rude.
No, I'm just respect is debatable.
Accession to is debatable.
You did
accession is also debatable because
now what they pay them, then they talk. So what you're asking them is put it in proper language, be respectful.
Let's look at it properly. These students, when I was listening to it on the video this morning, and I was thinking, because of my age, how would I feel if some young kids came to talk to me like that? I'll probably get angry. But I am not a civil servant. I'm not a government employee. I am not serving the people. When you are serving the people, you are responsible for something. Now, these children, I know because one of my brother's adopted children, he spent 8 years for a 4-year course in university.
We are looking for work now.
Can you imagine? And these kids, it's affecting their lives. It's affecting. So what they do, they all turn to criminal activities, ritual, drugs, because they're not even able to move on with their life. They're not able to. So we have to take that into consideration when we think about these young kids. And I know there is a very thin line between respect and. I agree with you, but
I'm not adverse to what you're saying, Waiki. I totally understand. There's hurt. The children are mad. They have every right to be mad. Absolutely. But at the same time, in you getting angry, you also have to be civil. Is that civility? Is that civility? That there is a thin line between you burning an armed robber, burning him to death, and saying, okay, taking him to the police station. Is that thin line between, am I being civil or am I being a barbaric?
In negotiations, somebody will be assertive and angry. One other person will be calm and trying to calm the other person. It is conversation.
Two of you cannot be angry at the
Two of you cannot be angry. And it's the elder who should know better. That's the point I want to
mess up.
They said apparently one of them asked him, are your children not abroad?
Before. Did he respond?
But you know, like in the event, they're not
that will make a
difference. They're not cause they cause I think they painted the account.
Hey, you know what, guys? I don't know. So, as interesting and as laughable as it is, the truth is that we have to. So at some point, we must have a conversation. So yes, your children are abroad, but you're the minister in charge. I still need you to call off this strike. So am I going to point in your finger, your eyes? And to fix the problem, or have a conversation.
You can state the truth. You can articulate your truth. And get him to understand your pain.
And you can make your point by asking.
You cannot be silent because you want to respect him.
You're picking
they transfer him as disrespect.
They're not blame only you. They blame their teachers. They're not blame only you.
But let's move on. Let's move on to Vanguard. Is there any story? 40% of Nigerian youths are jobless. Is additional. Let's find another story we haven't taken. Governors' rights, Senate reject electoral bill. NNPC gives oil. Okay, I talked about that already. Let's find a story. Legendary actor, poet Larry Williams dies at 81. Ukraine, a victim of Russia's expansion and world abandonment. Medical tourism will be a thing of the past, federal government vows. Any story that...
So I wanted to take the gridlock, the visit
yes,
yesterday.
You haven't taken that.
I'm not taking that. And I love that the minister is completely on top of his job. This is not because I was there or because I saw what I saw. I have not been to Apapa in 10 years, interior Apapa, because of the roads. And the last time I went, I almost fell on a bike. And so I stopped going. And I went there yesterday. Fortunately, I did. We started from Liverpool, and I could not even recognize some of the landmarks anymore. They had finished the renovations, all the roads. They're building an underbridge park in Liverpool, near the fish market, and all of that. We followed the road. The only area, which is why I'm always shouting on the show that they never finished the road, that was not done, is from the Beggar end to the Sele end. But that area was done under Onole Meme as the Minister for Works under Jonathan. So they had put asphalt on the road at the time, so it looked motorable. But we had craters at the back end towards Beggar, and that's the area they're working on now. The painful part is that without that infrastructure and all the money spent, the situation remains gridlock because we have trucks on the road. So questions were put to the minister yesterday about why do we still have that. And the moment they concession the park within NPA, the trucks moved out. They don't want to submit to that. So the minister suggested that they give them an incentive for that. They also give incentives for them to move to other ports and use other ports. We must deal with the situation here. And there's a situation in Lagos. Lagos is spending a lot of money developing Lagos. But the minds of the people who would use this infrastructure are not being developed. So people are already bringing wares on that road that they are doing. They are enjoying the great block before. We see everything. Wow. They were already coming back on the road. And they are going to gradually, what I see on the roads when I drive there is that they gradually start breaking the median, creating ways for their businesses to thrive and thriving in that chaos. Somebody has to enforce sanity there.
Okay, we have to run. That's all we can take.
My auntie, she was 76 today, I beg.
Happy birthday, Auntie Sonia.
Happy birthday, Auntie Sonia.
Happy birthday to Auntie Sonia. That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, we go into our hot topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communications story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
founder, CEO, GOTV Leadership Center, Dr. Linus Okori. He'll be speaking on the institution's leadership masterclass that's coming up very soon. Welcome to the show, sir.
Great to be here.
Yes, you came the last time, and you had the conference, the workshop in
yes,
Lagos.
Absolutely.
So tell us what's happening right now with GOTV.
Interestingly, for the past couple of weeks, it's been every day at the GOTV Leadership Center is one form of leadership development or the order. And very interestingly, GOTV is reinventing the idea of leadership development, connecting it to production, connecting it to making a difference within institutions, connecting it with saving costs, connecting it with building wealth, connecting it with living a life in such a way that in the organization you become so value-driven. So that's the message that we are bringing on the table, that if you don't go into the marketplace with value, that you will not be able to produce anything. And the marketplace does not recognize faces, it recognizes only value. Not even six-packs.
Or makeup.
Or makeup. So what we're trying to say is that if you do not invest in your leadership capital as a businessman, you don't build a leadership culture within your organization, you don't have a future. That's the point we're trying to make.
Yeah. So the Nigerians, I won't say there's a deficit of leadership. I think the leaders are afraid of the system, but there's a fear of the level of followership. And I want to believe that in every follower, there's an element of leadership that encourage. I don't want to use encourage. That encourages you to follow a leader's vision.
Absolutely.
So yesterday we went to visit Papa. The infrastructure has been put. All of us has been shouting. We've been shouting for years. The roads are bad. The roads are bad. But the roads are good. But the use or the abuse of the infrastructure is evident in our faces. How do we talk to a leader? How do we talk to that element of leadership in the followership of the people of any region or any area to bring in or bring out the best of them in the use of the things that they have in abundance?
The interesting thing is that you can't give what you don't have. It's the responsibility of a leader, to be able to provide a vision, first create the vision and invest in the people to understand the vision, where the leader is going to with the vision, and then the people can execute the vision without the leader taking the responsibility of selling the vision to the people. This is the state. This is where we're looking to go. This is how we want to go there. And then the people buy into it. And then once they buy into it, trust me, the people will follow. And it is the responsibility of the leader to convert followers into leaders. Right? The greatest task of leadership is converting followers into leaders. And whether you're running a small business, whether you're running a government institution, whether you're running, it doesn't matter what you run, but the absence of that is the reason why people are saying, the fellowship is not there.
Yeah.
Once people begin to lead by example and then they begin to cast the vision, people will follow. So my job for the past 27 years is being to research, bring leadership to the fore. That leadership development is the greatest gift to any nation. That awesome. It is with the eye of leadership that you can take, the country can look at the young person and say it's not a liability, it's an asset. So let's invest money in this young person so that this person can become. And you can't do great things unless you become. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it works.
Dr. Linus Okori, I've listened to a lot of people who have had masterclasses from time to time, and I participated in yours, and it was mind-blowing. I will give you a 10 over 10. I was able to convince my husband to come for the next class.
Whoa!
Yes.
Yeah.
Because what I experienced in that class changed the trajectory of my business.
Fantastic.
And when I was sitting there, I knew quite a number of leaders that I was just wishing, I wish they can come and just listen. I wish they can come and just be here. And you were able to harness a lot of resource. We had Professor Patutomi coming into the class, a lot of them. I can't mention all their names now. So what is the plan for this one? What should we expect? Because I'm still going to be there for this particular one, please, sir.
So the interesting thing is that, every time the advanced leadership program shows up, there is a level of reinvention that has happened to the faculty. Because leadership is about reinventing and learning. And so this time around, we're going to highlight the meaning of execution in driving a business. We're going to throw up strategy. What does strategy, do to inspire team dynamics, right? How do you bring innovation to drive growth? And how do you even bring corporate governance to your life, to your system, to the organization, and to create sustainability? Sustainability is key. So this one is going to be different. The interesting thing is that we're going to be running one in Abuja. And the one in Abuja specifically is going to be too loaded because George Fraser, one of our biggest faculty members from America, is going to be there to inspire the people. So it starts on Monday, the 7th to the 12th. Wow. I mean, it's a long 6 days of intensive learning. And it will interest you to know that one of the speakers right in Abuja the last time, there's a billionaire woman who has made so much impact in this country. Guess what? She's traveled the world learning leadership from Harvard, some of the top institutions in the world. But you know what happened? When she came to the Gandhi Leadership Center, she could not leave the class in any of the sessions. So what she did was that she brought her documents to be signing during the break period. That's what she did, to let you know the quality of what we have on ground. And so it will be much more than what we've ever had. And then, of course, Lagos. I'm beginning to love Lagos.
We're ready for this.
I'm beginning to love Lagos. So on the 21st to the 26th of March, 1 week, at Marriott Hotel. In fact, Marriott is ready to receive us already. So we are looking forward to anyone who is running a business.
Yeah, I am running a business.
Anyone who is running an organization. I'm looking for the top guys in the organizations. The guys who are running public sector organizations, government institutions, state governments, should nominate some of their top people for the course. I'm looking for business leaders across Nigeria. It doesn't matter, how big your business is. If you want to take it to another level, this is the best place, to come to. And at the end of the day, when we're done, some people will actually write me checks. I'm used to receiving checks.
She's coming back already. She's already coming back. So that's a testament to the quality that she received.
Absolutely.
So you said the days are not, of course, we know it's not cheap. So where can they go to get paid or to pay to attend and all that? How do they register?
So I don't know if the number is on the screen, but if anyone wants to be part of our organization, the number is on the screen. What you need to do is, state your name, what you do, and just a text message. We do not want you to. The fee is $1.5 million for the advanced leadership program, from $3,000 to $1.5 million. I mean, that's a big discount that we have given there. For Lagos, it's $2 million plus accommodation at Marriott. Yeah, it's a residency program. So $2 million plus accommodation for the number of days that you're staying. So if you are interested, all you need to do is to say, my name is this, I'm nominating the top 3 people in my organization to participate. And then the number of the screen right now, send a message right now and say, the seats are very limited right now because of the number of people that are interested already. So about, I think for Lagos, about 15 seats available now for Lagos. For Abuja, it's about 10 seats available. So you have to work very hard to be able to at least get a seat. Every person in your organization that makes decision for the organization deserves to grow. Because unless the builder grows, the organization does not grow. So the best investment you can make is building your people. and building yourself the CEO. Because a lot of people think that they know it all. Once you get to a particular level, whether you're a minister, you're a governor, or a member of, you think, no, you don't know it all. Yeah. You need to continue the business of growth.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure having you, Dr. Linus. I just hope for those of you that are very interested in advanced leadership, this is the course for you. Let's go on a break. When we come back, move on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The Vice-Chancellor of the First Technical University, Ibadan, Professor Ayobami Salami, announces its first convocation holding on March 5, 2022. Venue, Tech U's main campus, Kilometer 11, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Time, 10 a.m. prompt, with the visitor to the university and Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, gracing the occasion. The convocation lecture would be delivered by iconic scholar and administrator Emeritus Professor Julius Okoje. Honorary doctoral degrees will be conferred on the following 5 distinguished Nigerians: Chief Tunde J. Afolabi, Chief Adebayo Akande, Chief Amapepo, Professor Toyin Falola, and Mr. Shegun Agbaje. First Technical University, Ibadan, developing brains, training hands.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria, on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47%.
Thanks for staying with us. So there have been numerous reports of Ukrainian security officials preventing Africans from catching buses and trains to cross over to other countries, the border countries. There have also been numerous videos circulating to this effect. We even saw a video of a mother and her 2-month-old child who were allegedly refused to cross over. Now, the truth is, we have an update from the federal government, based on the newspaper we got today, that there are plans to evacuate Nigerians from tomorrow, Wednesday. But the crucial issue is, what have been happening to these Nigerians between Saturday to date? There have been reports across on social media saying some are stranded, some Nigerians have come together to support each other and created bunkers where Nigerians are hiding and keeping warm. The weather is unbearable. But the real crux of this conversation is the racism, the prevalent racism we have seen across board. I would like to open our phone lines to Nigerians, those living in diaspora, especially in the European region, to call in, give us information on what you have heard, what you know, and your experiences in relating to this. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. We also like to read messages. I've got lots of messages from people, especially those in the UK, sending me a message about families. In fact, my pastor's wife was staying in church on Sunday that a mother called her that she's talking to her 16-year-old child,
oh my God,
who is in medical school, and he's crying. He said, "Mommy, I don't know what to do." She's confused, he's confused, and the woman is like, they don't know what to do. So a lot of families are in this situation, and it's worse than in a situation of war like this. The humanity is missing in the part of the Europeans, and it's quite sad. What report you heard, and what are your thoughts on this development? Waike, let me start with you.
I have seen very many videos where the Africans, I'm not going to just say Nigerians now, Africans are trying to get into the train, and the security are stopping them. They're letting the white people get onto the train. And I've heard where they go to the borders and they don't let them cross over to their countries. You know, it's very, very sad. And there was one particular report, this girl, I think it was on TV, I watched it, where she said that especially the men, the African men, they are stopping. They're even allowing the women to cross over.
Wow.
But the men, they're keeping in Ukraine. Now, maybe that is to fight the war. Because those are the people that will get enlisted as soon as they start to enlist. And I think it's very unfortunate. And I know you're going to say because of government, but I just want to say this. 2-3 weeks before this war, American government, British government, they were shouting to their people. Some were closing their embassies.
Go home.
Go home. Come home now. Were we sleeping? Were we sleeping? Because I listened to Onyema, Geoffrey yesterday say, we didn't know it was going to be that serious.
No, but they had sent messages to Nigerians in January. I think it was January 26th. They sent a letter to Nigerians saying, register your name to the embassy so we know where you are in case something happens. So they were aware, but I guess they didn't heighten this to the point where they start evacuating. And some countries too, like India, there are a lot of other countries who this met suddenly, and they're just trying to plan to evacuate their own citizens too. So it's not only Nigeria that was in that situation whereby they didn't plan ahead. Yes.
So according to Geoffrey in the papers this morning, said the Nigerian diplomats were the ones who told them that Russia would not invade, because at the time the Americans were evacuating their people, they wanted to do that, but they assured them that it's not possible that Russia invades. I want to say that we need to be very proactive. We need to pay attention to the signs and the seasons. You see a country like America making noise and screaming, go home, and you don't want to pick up on that. You are waiting because they said it will not happen. You know the way these people are. They are very particular about their own people. They could have sent other intels that they didn't allow you get to know because you're not an European country. They could have, passed messages around themselves that this is definitely happening. Everybody go home. And you are waiting to collect from the Russian government that they will not invade. I think it's very unfair to Nigerians. And also, In terms of racism, we're noticing, according to the videos that we saw, that they are not allowing Nigerians to go into other countries. Africans? What did you expect? They are not. Most of these countries are not happy that you're there. They are not happy that you're taking their jobs. They are not happy that you're in their space. They see it as you are in their space, and they are not happy. And they pick up on how your government treats you back home. So what do you expect? If the Nigerian government had done what it was supposed to do by making noise and asking people to go, we would have had less people to be worried about today.
I can almost see Nigerian government asking families to go home, and this same Nigerians will criticize. No, I'm just saying. I'm just telling you, in case they did. This same Nigerians will complain. On what basis? What is the intelligence you have? Tell us. I cannot just say I paid school fees. I cannot send my children to Nigeria. You see, it is easy to talk now. But if they had done that, I know these Nigerians, they will be the first to say, on what basis? The intelligence that you had, give us that same intelligence. Let us know. The TIA are talking to, tell them to TIA talk to us directly before we start sending our children home. Is it you that pay our school fees? All sort of back and forth. It's easy to talk now. But the point is, there's racism. And the truth is, Nigerians or Africans are being faced with this. The good news I hear is that Romania, I think Hungary and others are also opening their doors, which is good, you know. But what else could Africans have done? Because somebody was saying somewhere, Nima, that instead of just evacuating Nigerians, can we plan to evacuate all the Africans, and eventually wherever you find yourself in Africa, you find your way to your country? Let's not just have a strategy for Nigerians alone. Nima, what are your thoughts when you heard these reports?
You know, they tell blind man, say, well, don't start.
I don't understand.
So, yes, the federal government should have, but I agree totally with YK. They don't shout since say Russia won't go. If Russia no go, remember one time when they said, when we crossed the centenary, I think when we entered year 2000, and they started saying end time. Some people will travel back to the east too. And even though it was panic. Now we're talking Russia, people that have nuclear weapons. Missiles. And you people sit down. So that one, then they tell, but Nigerians' plight, Africans' plight across the world is worse than then. You see Ukrainians that are facing war with the Russians, their plight is better than our own. Half of the number of Nigerian migrants in Ukraine are there for education. As we still on strike here, ministers see the verse walk out on students that are angry, that are provoked already. So imagine that a Nigerian who says, okay, let me find better way, cheaper way to go and study. And went there, not because he doesn't love his country, but because he doesn't have better options. He went there for a better option, and he's caught in a war. And then racism. Imagine the video. I saw that video of that man, where the train finally came. They allowed Ukrainians on the train. When they finally said, okay, they'll be allowing women and children, they now pick his pregnant wife. I cannot imagine to find myself in a situation where I'm separated from your loved ones.
Wow.
These Nigerians did not go to Ukraine to seek visa. They came either for education purposes to get their degrees and leave.
Nima, what is most painful to me, because I've been watching CNN since Friday. I'll let you complete. Since Friday, and not once did I see African, all the videos and pictures I've been seeing on CNN has been white Europeans.
You should not have gone there. There was a report that was shared by Tokwe Fajing Bessie on our Instagram page about a news house in the America of A, where they were reporting this and this racism that blacks were suffering, and was saying that, you know, Russia should not have gone to war with Ukraine. You know, if it's countries like Afghanistan,
the third world countries,
Africa, those people are used to war. As in, there's nothing more racist than a house refusing to report the number of Africans pushed off the trains, but willing to report that and sort of using softer words to justify
how they are treating
Americans and how they are treating. Wait, YK, please let me learn this thing. You see what Russia is doing to Ukraine. Israel has been doing to Palestine forever. Where was America? America is only involved in anything that their interest is involved. They need Ukraine. They want the backyard of Russia to settle their base. And that's why we are here. And it does not concern us, except that, unfortunately for our own people, they don't have an option. They went there for better options. We cannot even provide better options.
What is even more painful is that the Nigerians are not talking about this angle. It's so comfortable to keep quiet.
Will you talk?
No. Look, I heard a newscaster like us saying, this is not, you are watching blonde, blue-eyed people, children, being treated like this.
Blonde, blue-eyed.
Blonde,
they are
blue-eyed.
special.
That is their special. That's one. It's not Afghanistan. It's not
third world country.
It's
Third
the same
world.
one. Third world country. So for them, and that was my problem with the Iraq war. That was my problem with Syria. That was my problem. That it was okay on your news stations to be showing poor Arab people because they have black hair and black eyes, being killed, being bombed, crying.
Displaced their property.
Then they will be doing charity now. Because they are blonde and blue eye.
They are whites like them.
But
there's always been an...
Honestly, we're going to break. We're going to break. When we come back, because I wanted to take on to the angle the fact that our minister was able to reach out to the borders to talk through the ambassador to get them to actually allow us to cross the borders. Let us go on a break. When we come back, we'll talk about this angle. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so one of the very interesting angles in this story is how Africans, or I won't say Nigerians because that's my constituency, have been somewhat very civil in this conversation. I've been on Twitter, I've been on WhatsApp, I've been on social media, and I know that when it comes to our conduct, government is bad. Buhari did this, they did this, there's something bad happened. Twitter streets are so busy talking about it. When it comes to the rudiments of what caused this issue, the fact that there's this liberal democracy dominance across the world that is moving around, and certain regions are saying, obey what we've agreed in 2014 or so. Obey what we've agreed, this Budapest agreement. Stay on your own. Do not become an ally of NATO. Or do not be a member of NATO. And Ukraine now says, I don't grow wing. I have my own. I want to become a full liberal democratic country. Nobody's saying the fact that Russia, some people feel that Russia is not justified, but they have a point in saying that how would you become a NATO member in my backyard? That would America have accepted this? Can America accept if Russia comes to build a base in Mexico, for example? So these are conversations that are real. But guess what? Nigerians are not talking about that.
Do you blame them?
It doesn't concern us. We want our American visas and green card. So the streets of Twitter is so calm and quiet.
No, Nigerians
on this matter.
Nigerians, our paradise is UK, US, abroad. Just go.
Finish.
Nigeria is a God-forsaken country. Some people will just come, use their mouth to destroy their ancestral home, to go and abuse somebody's ancestral home. They love it. But the point is, until America has an interest in your country, if you read your history, you'll be careful what you support. Where is Libya today? Did they not bring liberal democracy to Libya? Sold it to the people, made them kill their own system that works for them, whereas they have a system of monarchy still existing in Britain till tomorrow, enshrined and protected as their heritage, heaven not fall. It's their history, protected and kept. Use Commonwealth money to continue that ancestry and protect it. Heaven will not fall, but because Africans will fail to reach their own. Where is our AU? AU can't even back our bite.
Somebody saying AU has written, I saw a letter from AU.
Somebody saying Nigerians should go out. AU said should send plane. Do we have plane?
I have the letter.
Nigerians delayed this much because they need to pay
Yes.
private airlines
to
travel to these countries to bring Nigerians back. They don't have a national carrier.
Let me take this call. Let me take this call and I'll come to BC. Good morning, are you there?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Oh, okay. Good morning to the lady.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, actually, I'm just watching you guys for the very first time. And I actually like you guys' conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for this happening in Ukraine, actually, I have a very close friend over there. Me and myself, I live in Sweden, so I'm around in Nigeria. Thank God for that. So, we're making a video call and we're talking. It's not easy for them, to be honest, yeah. The stress right now they're going through is very hard. You see the Poland borders, they don't want Africa. To be honest, you see the whole Europe, they're all living in. They don't like Africans, to be honest. Now it's so clear and it's so obvious now. The whole world is watching that this now is happening. So my point is this: the racism is always be there. It's always be there. It's always America. The whole Europe. They don't like.
Thank you very much, Benis. So there is a letter from African Union. I mean, I saw it yesterday. It was sent out on 28th of February from Addis Ababa. So I know that they are also appealing to Ukrainian officials to allow Africans to cross the border. So there's been a global appeal, obviously. Yeah. But the truth is that, I mean, and
excuse me,
yes,
Lorayo, that letter, they should just go and burn it first. Because if it was an American that you are stopping from entering the border, is it letter that Biden will write? Is it letter that Biden? Is it letter that Boris Johnson will write? Wait, they will first say news conference. But I've been saying, don't let us bring it. Let me finish. Don't let me bring bomb to come and collect my citizens.
Do we have bomb?
Wait.
Right, kid, do we have
African Union, not Buhari, they talk African Union. They are supposed to be big,
but they are not.
African Union. Is it okay? At least do press conference. Which one is letter?
No,
okay, is Zelensky going to read letter right now? But he will listen.
No, it's the ambassador. The ambassador.
Who is the ambassador going to be? Ambassador is hiding on that table because Russia is bombing.
Okay,
wait,
let me take this.
Excuse me.
Yes.
No, I'm serious now. I'm serious because my problem with African people is that we do not love ourselves. Onyema, I heard him yesterday. I heard him. Not that they told me, and I even read it again in the paper today. He was saying it's not really their duty because a lot of Nigerians, they went there by themselves.
They should be able to bring themselves back.
Africans flight.
It's in the papers.
So please.
I heard it too. It's in the papers. Not government that sent them. So it is the responsibility of the families that sends them abroad. Now, let me tell you something. Our people, there are some Nigerians today, if you tell them there is plane to Ukraine for better life, as they are bombing or they enter the plane. Why? Because they don't even see any future where they are.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And so as a government, they owe it to their citizens, one, to go and collect them. Two, to even make sure that we don't want to leave this place. Even this place so conducive.
Okay, you're also alluding to the body language of the minister. That, okay, there's a way you look like you are very, very concerned about these children. Okay, let me take this call and I'll come to BC. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning.
Hello, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. YK, I beg you don't vex a bit, man.
I don't vex finish.
I will help you fight them. Don't worry.
Thank you. I'll keep quiet now.
Let me tell you one thing. Obiajulu said one thing this morning, and unfortunately, I'm not on the same page with you. In the sense that you say it is not the responsibility of government to evacuate Nigerians.
That's not what I said, though. That's what the minister said. Geoffrey, I was quoting him.
It is the responsibility of the federal government to evacuate Nigerians anywhere in the world. As far as federal government of Nigeria is the beneficiary of diaspora funds, you understand, sent home by these guys, and they are even Nigerian citizens, they should be protected by Nigerian government. We cannot take away that responsibility away from federal government. Nobody can do that except federal government of Nigeria.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, something came to the fore here. You see, the borderline between Ukraine, Poland, Ukraine, and other areas are well manned by the people that are conscious of their country. Unlike our own borderline here, where you have Kelebe, people ready to take money to even send their countries. They take instruction from the government. They don't just allow anybody to pass by. That's what I'm seeing there. And about racism, the racism is clear. But I had the conversation by Nigerian students in Ukraine this morning. They say the concession they gave was forced to the children and women. They are not saying other guys men should not cross. No. Children and women.
Right.
This is on this, emotional ground.
Okay. So please let me reiterate. I did not say that it's not the federal government's responsibility to evacuate. I was quoting Geoffrey Onyema. That was what he said in the papers. I was taking it this morning when Morayo caught me, so I didn't finish that story. And I started from there. But, Morayo asked the question why you haven't seen so many Nigerians fighting and talking about what the U.S. is doing. Who will go to a battle without spoils? A lot of these people are still waiting to get their green paper. They're waiting to get their visas. And then you start fighting your benefactor. When you finish that fight, is Nigeria strong enough to back you up? Is Nigeria strong enough to give you what you need? So you will pick the lesser battles. Evil. Yeah, you pick your battles. So I don't blame them. But I am looking at the solution, and I'm looking at what is that lesson we as a country, what are we learning from this? Because it will be unfair that this sort of thing happens, and in the next few years, another country, they do the same thing to us. We've always known that there is a conspiracy against Africans, and people would always present themselves as superior to us. We know that, except we're deceiving ourselves. But how do we now prevent this sort of treatment from happening next time is by equipping yourself, ensuring that you love your people in your country, giving them the simple basic amenities of life so that they can stay in their country. And even when people decide to go there and anything happens, you stand strong for them, you show your power.
I think Dr. Linus
as a sovereign nation
answered that question when he said that people don't respect your face, they respect the value you bring.
That you bring to the table.
It's not about you're black, you're white, you're what is the fact that what value do you have? Who are you? Which country are you from? What does the continent stand for? What does the continent do? So people don't even know that about Africa. Many, the average Ukrainian, the average official on that board, but has no idea that the value that Africa brings. So in his own mind, like, I make this black man, please move.
It's not even, he has no idea. He does not even know you exist. Let me tell you something. Europe cannot exist without Africa. But our leaders are so enslaved in their minds, in their bodies, in their souls, that they do not know how to carry themselves to make Europe know. Look, this phone and this thing that we are using cannot exist without Africa. True. It was the one that came to say, that Oba, your friend, that came to say, you can't, Africans cannot use it, so let them help us use it. Wait, if we trained ourselves to even value
what we have,
Europe cannot, and even ordinary cocoa, Europe cannot exist without eating chocolates. Where do they get the cocoa from? It's Africa. Everything that is in the world comes from Africa. Don't tell me anything.
There are different arguments to this. And the beautiful
this is not argument.
I'm making statement of fact. About our show. The beautiful thing about our show is that everybody has a view. Now that chocolate, that cocoa, somebody can argue that you can be taking your cocoa and your cocoa will remain your cocoa for the next 100 million years. It was the white man that therefore converted it to chocolate. There are different ways. There are different angles to this. So everybody has a perspective.
Mariah, let me help you there. Let me help you out. Let me let you bury yourself. The white man helped you. Excuse me. You knew what you were using your cocoa for. We have what we were using our cocoa. What was it? They now needed it.
What of the phone? What of the raw materials we got for our phone? What are we using it for?
They need it. You have it.
So we need each other. That's the point I'm trying to make. We need each other.
If you need me for something.
But exchange,
if
not
you
at
need
a
me for something.
disadvantage. Yes.
And I know my value.
Yes.
I don't care whether you are going to make that thing valuable to the whole world. I am the owner of that thing.
We will
When you come
negotiate
and
well.
meet me, you will beg me.
Yes.
You will. Because without that thing, you cannot go forward.
So you two don't use the thing now. Since you want to be begging.
What are you saying?
Then all of us will not use it.
So because it's mine, I should not give you on credit, or I should give you for free.
Anyway, we have
I
to
will
run.
give you. You will write
We have to
paper
wrap up.
that you have. I will use it for money.
No, quickly,
We have to run.
quickly, let me just say this. Whether Nigerians are thinking about, or Africans are thinking about it or not, we had no business in the Second World War. We were minding our business as colonies. Our grandfathers were going to farm before some people drafted them to go and fight the war on behalf of Britain. The people that they are trying to hold back, they should release them. We don't know anything about how Ukraine, Budapest. We don't know nothing. Allow us come back.
You know what? Was it Shehu Kuti that was listening to?
We don't know anything.
Shehu was saying something yesterday that
they know how to mind their
Europe
business
was
in
fighting
Palestine.
each other for hundreds and hundreds of years. Until they now discover Africa, Africa has money. Yes, stop fighting. Stop fighting.
Let us share.
There's money there. Let's go and share it. Let's go and share. So
No,
we were the solution to their problem.
That one,
of fight
they
for many
even came by
centuries.
force, carried us by force, took us
divided
away.
us wrong.
No, they are not even doing that. We are the ones by ourselves. We are going there.
I'm still looking for visa, George.
Our leaders are by themselves saying, please, come and slap me. Let me smile.
Exactly. I have to wrap up, please.
What?
Some of us are still looking for visa. Please. Some of us are still looking for American visa. Please. America, you are still the world power. We support you. Do what you got to do, man.
Excuse me. If you give me visa, you give me.
I'm still looking for visa.
As a dignified Nigerian.
Let's go on a break.
Begging you for it.
Brian is supporting you. Hey, keep it going.
So,
They still won't give you visa.
You see, after the break, we'll be right back. I support you.
Stay tuned. Your view.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Lọ́n ṣe mọ̀ kádàrá aláwọ̀ àkàkàjù. Àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ ọkú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you gonna say it?
Ọdún wa sọ nìyẹn.
Bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
Bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
Torí kí ni?
Àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ tó jẹ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkí ọmọ tó mọ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
Thanks for staying with us. So joining us on the show is the Managing Director of the Lagos State Waste Management Authority, LOMA, Mr. Ibrahim Odumboni. He'll be speaking on the Cleaner Lagos initiative, which is aimed at creating healthy environments for the residents of the state. Welcome, sir, to the show.
Good morning, welcome. Good morning, everyone.
So, welcome. Before we start talking about Cleaner Lagos, I will let Nima start, because if there's anybody that has Nima Mata and Loma Mata on her head, it is Nima. Let me let you give you the privilege to start this conversation.
It is with my tail between my legs that I must confess that. That I'm exhausted. They did. I told you when I was here once that Loma not only responded, they sent a delegate to the estate. We had a meeting with the landlords, the executive with them. They then assigned a truck. But for a while now, the truck then stopped coming. And I know the reason, because I continued my investigations. I know this has been my business. I sort of cannot be, I already said to the MD that I cannot be pushing the matter beyond that. Now I have to rest it. It's just sad that, you know, it's still about human capital development. The mindset of people need to change on how waste have been. When a community resort, Nigerians believe that if I have to pay for government for service, I don't have to pay government. I don't have to pay an agency of government for the service they're giving me, because it's my right to collect it. But that service includes costs. So let me just open up here. The estate got a truck assigned to it, and the truck would come. And the first 3 months was for free. So we saw cooperation. After 3 months, the estate, the owners of the PSP then came and did awareness on housing and payments. My own house, if I tell you the paltry sum of 2,000 naira, they even gave discounts. They gave people incentives.
So people refused to pay?
To pay, and it was for a month. People then said, no, they should just come and clear all the waste. These are wastes that accumulated over years. And little by little, even people close to me started talking about this. I took out to house awareness for the few I could talk to that. You need to pay for this service.
Exactly.
We need a cleaner environment.
So let me now...
And the trucks continued working in that condition of no payment for a while. So suddenly when they disappeared and I kept calling, they said, no, the roads, it's rainy season and all,
because of
all of that has improved.
Yes.
And they have still refused to come.
So now let me now take that into a question. As a managing director of LOMA, where you go forth to do your job, and obviously, as she said, every service has a cost to it. How, therefore, do you marry community acceptance or acceptance of this responsibility of payment to the service you have to render because of the environment?
Maybe the biggest challenge that we have in Loma and Lagos as a whole is in waste management is attitudinal change. And people need to change their attitude. They need to do the right thing the first time. It's not only about payment, it's how they manage their waste. If you know you're going to be generating waste at any point in time, you should be conscious of how you're going to dispose it.
Very important.
So start from things like, do people even have bins in the house? Do they have bins in the kitchen? Do they even have a bag to put all their waste? They're talking about disposal. And people feel things can be free at times. So in the particular estate that's been discussed about, and the neighborhood, is actually a place whereby you can't describe it as a low-income area. Is the willingness and ability to pay is high, but the willingness to pay is zero. So we've had about 3 PSP in the last 6 months. Everybody will go in, they will come out. Now Loma is doing intervention. Thanks to Mr. Governor, Mr. Bajide Sanwo-Olu, we've cleared from Mile 2 all the way to Yanoba, and we're doing work there to clear all the solid waste nuisance across that side. But if the tenements continue to have this attitude of we're not going to do the right thing, we're not going to have a bin, we're not going to pay for our waste, everything is free, it will all come back. It will come back to the main road. And, that particular side of Lagos is the international route. We're coming from Seme-Boda to Lagos. It's welcome to Lagos.
Horrible.
Now it looks good, but we need to continue. But we're using enforcement as well. But at the same time, why do you enforce? The first thing you need to do before you enforce is to create awareness and advocacy. So we're going back there. We're going back there this Saturday as well to do a lot of talking to them. I know most people will be in their houses. We'll go there, we sensitize them. But after that, we use a lot of enforcement. But most importantly, our people need to change.
By enforcement, what do you mean?
When we talk about enforcement, we serve abatement notices. We go with the health officers, what people call the wole-woles. We go around, they check different houses, they check all the canals and drainages around that access to ensure that the streets are not constituting a solid waste nuisance. We can actually use that to shut a street. We shut markets because of it. We've done that in the past. We can shut an entire estate by them constituting a nuisance or creating an health hazard for everybody in Lagos.
Okay, so I would suggest, I like what you're doing already, and I would suggest that the awareness goes beyond just having physical meetings. What the mind sees gets into the soul. You could use radio, television, jingles, and in that awareness, explain to people what the side effects of not clearing your bin. Today, we're always talking about Lassa fever. We have had Lassa fever reoccurring in different households, and it's actually very fatal. But if people understand that if I don't pay for my waste and the rats get it, and it affects my children, it's going to cost more harm. I will spend more money. So find a way to break it down, even in local languages. I believe that will make an impact. Now, also, I'm curious about where the bin is taken to at the end of the day, the dump sites. Is there any plan to, because I know there are some African countries that are already using waste to generate power. Is there any plan to convert that waste into something that will be beneficial to the society?
So thank you very much. I think most importantly, what we should understand is it's not actually a waste until you actually waste it. Anything you see is a resource. God has been so gracious to us as human that anything we touch is gold. What you call your waste, if I break it down to you 100%, you see that there's no waste in there. 40% of what we generate in Lagos are organic waste that can be used to make fertilizers. We have a fertilizer plant at Odongunyon in Ikorodu, where we make 500 fertilizers a day for my 2 and abattoir waste that we take there, my 12 and abattoir waste that we take there. So if you also look at your waste, 17% of them are plastics. And then we have another 15% that are various recyclables, paper, cardboard, glass, tin. If we separate our waste from source, there will be next to nothing to go to this dump site. So the vision for Loma and Lagos State over the next couple of years, and pretty soon, is to move away from this dump site approach. There's no way you locate dump sites that will not be urbanized within 2 years. Lagos is limited by space. The water level is very high. So anywhere you put a dump site down, you'll be creating an hazard for the new future generation. So we have started making a lot of advocacy. So we're going to all local governments, sensitizing people. We're on TV programs. We are also on Ojushe Loma and Bond FM, talking to people about what needs to be done. We want people to separate their waste. When you separate your waste,
separate it ourselves.
Separate yourself from source, from your kitchen. When you're doing your packaging.
I tried it that time, but it didn't work. I remember he was even putting recycled bottles, papers.
What we're doing differently now, and what we announced on the 1st of April, 2022, is all organized estates, like your estate, all organized estates, all private organizations, all companies, in Lagos, you have to separate your waste from source.
Okay.
Or else the penalty for you is a 15% rise in your wage bill.
Wow.
So that we can use that money.
Waste bill?
Yes. To sort it at point of disposal. Because we have to find a way around it.
Are you going to give us the bins to separate? Because like even if we will pay for it, because like in my daughter's street where she lives in England, they have the bins.
Recycle.
Yeah,
They have the pictures on them of what is paper.
So you know, where the paper and the plastic goes, where the normal waste goes, you know, so it makes it easier. Because like my business, we generate a lot of plastic bottles, a lot, and we can even make money from the plastic bottles. But the stress of, I have to go and buy another dustbin. Where am I going to? The dustbin there is
so would you provide
expensive.
those bins for us?
So we, in communal area, in public spaces, we've provided wire meshes with our bins that they use in public school, bus stops, airports, or in private residence, in companies, organizations. That's why we launched the Adopt a Bin program. For you to be able to adopt a bin and use different methods to pay for it. You can pay instrumentally over 3 months, at once, 12 months, 6 months, 9 months.
I like this strategy because I think even that's what the PHCN did. Because the truth is that the Nigerians say, increase even in fuel, increase the fuel, we'll pay. That's those who can afford it. And they are affording it and are paying. The same with electricity. Give us this for electricity, we will pay. Those in the premium are paying and they're enjoying electricity. Unfortunately, some people are not being able to pay. Same goes to this also. Some people are refusing to pay, but those who in these estates can pay, they will pay for the refuse will be properly disposed. And you're starting with them because hopefully when you do that and certain areas are being done that way, others can begin to see the importance of doing of separating the waste. I think that's a good idea.
There's more that needs to be done when it comes to awareness because some people assume that because they are low income, which is their reality, even in my estate, there are certain people who can afford. Yes. There are certain people living there as tenants who think, no, I don't need this extra bill. If it is you dealing with it, no problem. But once you share it and say, this is your utility, you have to pay for it, you start to see discordance will start to fly. And where a place like ours, where we developed everything, we did our roads, our gutters, we brought our poles, we brought PHC and everything for ourselves. People would always rise. I've seen that happen. I've seen police attempt to arrest an executive member because somebody says, I don't want to pay. So there's a lot of awareness that needs to go into make people change mindsets about these things. Somebody needs to talk to them and say, this is why. This is so your
do you think the talking really works? I think, let me
a one-on-one talk might not work, but a continuous effort, because you see, the way the PSP to my estate gave up, for me, was painful because there needs to be sensitization, and you only come to peak waste. You don't want to talk too much. You did only one attempt at talking, and you left.
Nima, let me try and see. If I keep talking, I'm not defending you. If I keep talking to a community, and it's just like you said, 3 months they gave these people for free, and they refuse to pay and do the right thing. What I would do if I were them, I would go to a different estate who is willing to pay. And you will see my services, and you also be like, how come it's a business estate that they're only cleaning, they're only picking up? When I now see that other people have electricity, they're clearing their waste, they're getting fuel, whatever it is, I can now, as an Nigerian, I'll call my own people together because you as an outsider talking to me, I might not listen to you because I'm government. But if I call my community together myself, people this will they have light, this will they have this, let us agree to pay. This is how much I will not be able to liaise on your behalf to pay. I'm just saying because
but she's saying they didn't sensitize them. Tell them why they
3 months.
No.
They were just coming and taking the
Mariah, when they come into a community, the first 3 months is the rebate period. For that community, they do it for free. It's them who do that. So after that, they start to charge. And because they started charging, the people were not expecting the charges. And then they started to flare up. When they resisted it, they gave up. They should have continued talking to them on the benefits long term. Because see, the reality is, I can't do this alone. See, I don't want to jump your legs.
Let's go back to our guests because this cleaner legislation, we need to really what is it and what does it cost? Yes.
I think if you look at our various communities, the expectation of everyone needs to be well managed. I listened to the guest you had here before me and the conversation you're having. It's all about us managing our expectation. Nobody will fix your backyard for you. Yes. It's you that will fix it yourself.
True.
So can we police ourselves in that estate? Do you have an environmental committee in your estate? That's their job, to check what's going on around their estate. If Loma cannot employ everybody in Lagos, that's why we go to local government, we talk to CDAs, CDCs. Let these landlord association, let them take the ownership. If a landlord is misbehaving on his street, the street can expel a landlord. They can deal with the landlord. There's the minimum thing you could do when you're not the one residing there. So we will continue to talk to our local government chairman. Start all these local policing. There are loads of youths out there that can actually generate jobs and income through enforcement. Some of us remember the days of Kai. You don't throw paper on the floor. Why? Because there is a consequence for what we do. Consequential management is very common to everybody in Nigeria. When there's no consequence, you do what you want. But the consequence of what? What is the consequence? So the consequence has to be established by that community. There is a law against not having a bin in your house. But do you want us to start locking people up because they don't have bins in their house? So that's why we're saying adopt a bin, use any bin you want, have a bin. Let us give them the opportunity to have a bin before you start enforcing.
So this Adopt a Bin program, do you, I hear that Lagos State has supplied over 40,000?
So we start with the 40,000 initial supply.
It's not enough.
I know, because very well.
Is it for free? You're just giving?
No, you pay for it. You go on to the buylomabin.com website to request and pre-order yours as well. And the whole idea about Adopt a Bin is very simple. We have over 2 million households in Lagos, and knowing fully well that we can boast that over 35% of those households have a bin, and they have a one-bin system. One bin, just general waste. What about the remaining 65+%? They don't have a bin. That's why you are driving, you are seeing waste everywhere. There's a new thing in Lagos now. It's called waste migration. Say you live in Ikorodu, you work in Alausa, you come in the morning,
you
bring your waste. You live in Ikeja, we're going to island to work, you carry your waste. Because people on the island, people on the places you are going to, people that live in Magodo and all those places around, people that even live in Ayobang, they are paying for their waste. But why are you disadvantaging them by bringing your waste to them?
Guess what they do? Because we have a big bin.
They now dump it
at Shrine. You will see them with their suit and their tie.
Yes.
As they are passing,
they just
come and dump inside our.
So there's a lot of waste migration.
That's wickedness.
It's wickedness.
But we're doing a lot against that now. That's why we have over 450 policing outfits all across Lagos. And our idea is to use timestamp camera, take evidences, get people and prosecute them. Last year, we have about 83 people sentenced to prison because you have a fine and you have a prison sentence. 83 people serve a prison sentence for waste nuisance last year.
Interesting. These your trucks, they are also contributing to your waste. They are ugly, they are smelly, they don't look like a Lagos. They don't look like a Lagos waste truck. They're just very irritating to see on the road all the time. I mean, I know the former administration tried to bring in these nice-looking green trucks, but I don't know what happened with it. But what are you doing to let the trucks even? Because even me as a resident, if I see the truck looking fine, I say, okay, make I pay that. This is, I'm paying for this.
You're paying
when
for
you say
fineness.
ugly, smelly, looking, dirty truck, you're like, I don't want to pay that.
I think we found a good solution to that.
Okay.
So last year, August, the 4th of August, the governor gave Loma 102 waste compactor trucks to use for public spaces. The same initiative will go to our PSP over the couple coming months and over the years. And one thing that's changed about that is we didn't go abroad and go and look for a truck and buy it.
Okay.
Everybody complains about Nigeria. No, Nigeria is the problem. Nigerians are the problem of Nigeria.
We know.
Maintenance culture is Nigeria.
Zero.
Local culture, local problem, local content, local solution. That's all you need. So the trucks that the governor gave us, we designed it in Loma ourselves. We studied the downside terrain. We look at different feed chassis. What are the things that we need? How do we fix this truck? We drew the diagram from the beginning to the end. And we gave it to a proponent. This is what we want. You supply all the engines and all the mechanicals in there. We will help you do the welding of all the body parts. And we did everything in our background. We assembled them in our background.
Wow.
Since the 4th of April, none of this truck has broken down.
Wow.
None of them.
Are you for real?
Because the drivers that are driving it and the motor boys on it, they all went on a course when they were building it. They built it together. So when anything is wrong with the injector, they pull it out. All they need to do is blow it use something to wash it and push it back.
Local
But majority
solutions.
of the ones that you see on the road, they've spent a couple of years in Europe, 15 years in Europe before they come out to Kumba. And then
I like that. So it's customized for our own needs.
Yes. So over time, you see us facing those ones up. Let us depend on our own product.
Solutions.
If you like your Ankara, like it until it becomes your favorite.
Oh, Chuku.
If you like your local thing, see, it might look fake
Like
to you,
Mamala.
but fake will become real if you continue to patronize it.
Yes.
And that's what we need in Nigeria. Local solution, local content.
Fake will become real if you continue to
Continue to
patronize.
love it.
There was a time.
I don't like that statement, fake will become real. It's not fake.
It's not
It's
fake.
not fake.
Because it's yours.
Yeah.
It
the
doesn't make it fake.
Sorry, I meant the definition of your own definition of this is substandard, local. It becomes yes.
There's another controversy. The Oga MD. This your PSPs. There was a time that they were not paying these cleaners on the road. They were complaining. There was a contract about what they get from you is even from what's paid, and they were complaining. How was that resolved? And how have you forestalled it?
That was historic. There was a moment that we had a bit of a changeover in administration in Loma, and that's when I came into government. So there were loose of, we had some liabilities at that point in time that the governor quickly resolved for us. So that gave us the room to also investigate and review the sweeping program as a whole, and then look at the safety of those women, the mothers, the daughters, and the husbands that are going out there to keep Lagos clean. What do we do? So at the end of it, we were able to ensure that their wages are paid timely. The contractors that we subcontracted to have to pay them before the 5th of the following month, and we ensure that all their payments are made. So, for example, the payment for February will be made to them in the next couple of days or probably hours, which we've gotten to that stage. But at that point in time, there were a couple of arrests. Also, we look at the health and safety of it. So we have a lot of mortality rate, a high mortality rate. We change their uniform to lemon green. You can see them from 15 meters away. That reduces
but do you think
the
that is a
accidents.
conducive way to clean the streets? I would have thought you would get those cleaning trucks or something.
We have them. They work at different times.
Those women, their lives are in danger.
Yeah, so we continue to review.
Some people, they have been drinking paraga since morning. Whether you put lemon green, you put...
they are not seeing.
Aside from the truck, aside from their uniforms, these things they inhale, doesn't it affect them? All this, the dust? Not the dust. The waste, smelling all this funny, this bad thingy, does it affect them? Does it? I don't know medically. Does it affect them medically when you inhale so much of these biological waste and all these chemicals?
I think the reality there is every job has its own hazard, and it's about mitigating it to ensure that the effect is reduced. So we provide them with face masks, and we have health clinic for them from time to time. Even those that are working at our dorm site, we do health clinic for them, checks and various things for them as well. We also provide them with medical insurance. So in case there's an accident, we have a medical cover for that. When we have loss of life, when we have permanent disabilities, those things as well are being looked after for them.
Thank you. Please, sorry to interrupt you. That place, that dump site, is it still existing? Because, you know, one day I drove through it.
The smell,
Not the smell. I drove inside. The cockroaches that attached themselves to my car.
What were you doing inside?
I went to take shortcuts from Oregon to...
No, that back road.
The inside there is a road that you can come out.
In those days.
I don't know about, no, in those days.
This
was many years back. So that place, I mean, it's a harvest ground for cockroaches.
So we do regular fumigation of Olusoso. Olusoso takes about 60 to 70% of the entire waste of Lagos. You need to also recognize the fact that when that location was identified in those days, over 30 years ago, there was nothing around it. But now there's a lot of life around it. So monthly fumigation we do. You also, if you drive past it now, you see us capping it with laterites, putting sand on it to make sure that we can cover, prevent the emission, reduce the odor. We do deodorization on the location as well. But majorly, our major aim is to locate a waste to energy facility in there. And we want a waste to energy solution that we use existing waste to make energy. So someone that will take what we already have there
to
generate and convert it to
energy. Okay, we have to wrap up
soon.
There's
a question, there's a comment on Twitter. Jayola Mileko says, the PSP attached to my area stopped coming with excuses of truck broken down. Help me ask him, what is the way forward to this? So how does he make a complaint? Is there
so with Loma, we have our own customer care line. So we have a customer care unit. We have our 10 people that work 7 to 7 every day. So when you have situations like that, you can call. For Glo users, a free line is 617. And also for non-Glo users, we have 070-80-60-1020 that you can call to be actually report things like this.
I want to take
because we provide it. So 070 80 60 1020.
Okay.
And also for Glo user 617. So we're there to take any complaints, any queries, and then we get what we do in cases like that is do intervention.
Okay.
So Loma will go there to provide a palliative quickly until that PSP is back on the road.
All right, let me take Emmanuel, then I come to. Good morning, Emmanuel. Are you there? Hello, Emmanuel. We'll try. We'll try the number.
I have real issues.
That's good.
Okay, Emmanuel is not alive. Go ahead.
So, is there any plan to give incentives to people who are no. See, if you're trying to get people to do something they are not used to doing, Nigerians are not used to paying for everything. So, is there any plan to give incentives to people who are complying with this waste management as a way of encouraging other people to get into?
So one of the things that we're doing, if you look at we talk about separation of waste from soft recycling. Loma gives about 100 winners, 10,000 each every month. If you participate in recycling, using what we call PACAM app, P-A-K-A-M. It's on Android and it's on iOS as well. Okay. So if you download it, it's like Uber. So if you have any recyclables in your house that you are keeping, like you said you have it for your business, you can download it and then describe what you need collected there. Once you click collect, one of the nearest recyclers will come. At the end of the month, when we're doing a raffle, 100
I do that
across the state will get 10,000 naira each.
So it's something.
You download it on your phone.
PACAM. You see, because I live with my brother, recycling is a major thing for my brother. He's an environmental guy in the US. So all our cereal boxes, or even the noodle wraps, there's a way I tie. I'm always knotting everything. I'm so used to knotting it because he knots it to make it easier to press. And even the boxes, he folds it up. And all the card boxes, all the carton, and you now tie it up for recycling. So I'm so used to that. I do that all the time. My kids always want to go, Mommy, why are you wasting time on just packing?
So now you can download PACAM.
So now I do that. I'll download PACAM and it gets 10,000 naira.
It's an incentive.
That would be fantastic. So an incentive. Just wondering.
We need it. Just because there are a lot of complaints here. People are asking about taxes, that if you're saying we should pay for, what are we paying our taxes for? And then another person is saying, what about your trucks? They park unlawfully and they drive recklessly. Yes. So those are two challenges you have.
And
maybe you can
shouldn't other taxes cover?
So on the last one, on the parking and the driving, so we have a monitoring team that monitors the activities of these trucks. So some of the pictures and code can be sent to those lines as well, should in case they have to report someone that is driving recklessly. We've also given all our PSP numbers. So when you see a particular number, just keep that number. It's number 27 that you see driving recklessly. You can make your call, describe when it happens, and then Loma will find a way to get in touch with the PSP and reprimand where necessary or provide coaching and support. Like I was coming over this morning, one of the truck broke down on Ogudu Road. I had to call my Loma team. We have a response team to come and move it before you even call the PSP that their truck has broken down. So we're doing that. Regarding taxes, people need to understand that in developed countries like the UK, the US, you pay council tax, and all your council tax has waste bill, water bill, this bill, or index. So the taxes you're saying you're paying, if you're paying income tax is not for things like that. The state is heavily subsidizing waste management. That I know. The administration of Governor Biden will be spending every money on subsidizing waste management. But we also need to understand that waste management is an human intervention. You're causing it yourself. So one of the things that is wrong and we are trying to put right. We created Loma Academy to start educating all the youths, all the kids. All the public primary schools in Lagos, and some of the private primary, but definitely all the public primary schools, they are now teaching waste management for 30 minutes every week.
Good.
Because let's start from bottom up.
Yes.
Let them go there. When they become advocate, they can ask Mom, why don't we have a bin in our house? Because sometimes you go over 18, it's about survival instinct. And
So,
we try,
I want
you
to
talk.
I want you to help Nigerians understand what PSP, because you've been saying PSP for a while. So Nigerians don't
So
understand
it's private sector participants.
So they feel, because they feel when they see Loma, they think it's you. But the truth is that you have PSPs who are this private service. So if a business can own a truck and come to you and say, I'll provide service.
Can
So
I?
they are private owners. Those are the PSPs. So that's why your job is to pretend over them.
Exactly.
So if you're going to be paying taxes, you're going to pay so that you can maintain and ensure that they do their job. So before you have a better understanding of it, then maybe we'll have to pay our taxes.
So our PSP are private sector participants. That's the full meaning of it. So Loma is a regulator of solid waste management in Lagos. And we franchise all these, our wards, our slots to all the PSPs. We have 437 PSPs across Lagos.
That's a lot.
And each of them have a minimum of 2 trucks. That's a requirement for you to be a PSP. Each of the truck costs minimum 20 million naira. And then if a truck is to fuel 50 liters today of diesel at 425, that's about 19,000 plus motorboy, plus driver that collects wages, cash only. So if they come to you with 19,000 already in deficit, and you are not ready to pay for the service,
it's painful.
it becomes difficult. They all become a going concern. Today they can come, tomorrow they cannot come. And when this truck breaks down, what do you do to service it? So most importantly, the Loma, as the regulator, will intervene on public spaces. All the major 40 routes that we have in Lagos, all the highways, we do that. Public school, we do that. Public hospital, we do that. So all the other ones that are private, residential, they are done by PSP.
So now you understand why those guys didn't come back after 3 months. After they pay you 3 months. No, after you do you don't pay. Nigerians don't like to pay for anything.
You see,
we don't like to pay nothing.
When it's public and government, you need to do more. The way they gave up and left is not sustainable.
Like this.
It is also their business, it's their market. So you go and sensitize people on the benefits of doing what you
No, I think if they say government, go and sensitize your people. Me, I'll go and carry my business somewhere else.
So
the government, go and tell your people.
That's your PSP now.
Yes,
but I don't think you should just say people don't like to do anything. I
think they don't like to pay. That's the truth, Why?
No, you have to consider the situation of some people. Some people are not high earners.
Yes.
So it's difficult.
Let me make a case of mine.
And that's one of the things that we do not do. We don't put ourselves in people's shoes. Yeah.
So let me make a case of my people. Not until 2021 that they came for that meeting, we had never seen Loma. 2021, we had never seen Loma in that estate. You remember I was saying it. I said it throughout, but I kept accusing, what is it? Why would you people access that place? So when they finally came in 2021, you can't just expect a mind shift overnight now.
Yes.
You need to do more to change their mindset.
Okay, like 6 months or 1 year?
No, 10 years. No, 10 years.
You spend 10 years. Yes, 10 years to some years. No, but that's a fact.
Yes, sir.
That community has existed forever, and you refuse to come. You will see Loma come to LG. The company is there and take waste, and they will not go into the residence. It's wrong.
LG is paying.
Wait, exactly. So over the years,
but the beautiful thing is that
you cannot do it.
But the beautiful thing, Nima, is that if one of your residents becomes a PSP. If he's not one of the members, owns a truck, and say, I'm going to be in charge of this, he will pay. 10 years. They'll pay.
I will collect the waste.
Yes, it's okay to get the truck and be buying the PSP.
You think I've not done that investigation?
The good thing is, majority of our PSP live in the community where there's a work. And I'll give you some statistics as well. The highest paying area in Lagos is Mushi and Oshodi.
Wow.
See?
Those areas.
Higher than Ikoyi and VI.
I forgive you guys.
No, I'm not for you. Don't say that. I'm not for you in a certain neighborhood. I am saying we've seen the strategy work. Even Obama said, take from the rich to give to the poor. It's a standard practice. If government will be paying premium for life, let them pay. You will see that they have. It's a strategy that's worked across the board.
What I'm saying is that been abandoned for years. Give them.
We've all been abandoned. We've been all in Nigeria.
No. We've
all been abandoned.
No, on this one, no, we can't.
Don't We were all been abandoned until PHC came to us and said, okay, well, I'll give an option. Those of you that want to pay premium, this is how much it is. Otherwise,
paying premium and they now you don't open.
No, I'm not entered the estate, right? If anybody is watching the show,
You know that you started the question with me.
But like I said, we do advocacy. We continue to do our advocacy there.
Give me one. Come on,
when you make an advocate for 10 years, after 10 years, they start paying. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye for now. 10 years awareness. All right.